Hello, welcome back, and today we are playing Frog Errant or Mausritter. I have ordered the box set from Exalted Funeral. Whether it turns up in time for us still playing this, I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it, and I wouldn't mind running Mausritter as an actual TTRPG with a group, if that ever happens again. But it's very good. So we are playing Frog Errant, Mausritter, a solo expansion for Mausritter, where we are playing a knight frog, as in KN, who is out showing his worth to society and community as a whole by trying to resolve issues, complete quests, and right wrongs, and etc. etc. Our frog hero, Lamorak of Silverhouse, has been exploring some some damaged tunnels, which were lead drainage tunnels within a dry stone wall. I remember the name, dry stone wall, and has been encountering a few things. Here we have our map of what we've been encountering so far, and so we started. We found, after speaking to a fairy, there was a magic mural on the wall, which is a portal to another area. We then moved into a more empty area, which had an old nest within it. We went up a pipe and into an area with some water, where we attempted to swim down into another area, but got lost and confused and ended up in this dead-end cavern. And inside this dead-end cavern, which is where we are now, we have encountered a wild-looking mouse who is wearing torn rags and who seems to be defending a nest containing some young. So our Frog Errant, Sir Lamorak of Silverhouse, is at the moment confronted by the wild mouse, and I've been thinking about this, and so Sir Lamorak, we will just dive straight in. If you can't remember, we'll just watch the last episode. This is episode 4. Is this episode 4? This is episode 3. The last episode would have been episode 2. That's how numerical systems work. And so our hero, Sir Lamorak, would be attempting to calm the wild mouse down first, and so might go, "Ribbit, you do not need to worry, what mouse, you of mouse kind. I am not here to cause you any problems, Ribbit."
But why are you in here? You in here no good.
Oh, and Ribbit, where is your partner?
She gone.
And I see you have, Ribbit, some young there. They're very nice. And so he's going to attempt to be charming. Now, within Mausritter, which only has 3 statistics, strength, dexterity, and willpower. Willpower can also act as for charm. And so our knight, greetings. I am Sir Lamorak of Silverhouse. And who be you? He's going to attempt to charm him. So we will, let's say, I've only got out 1 set of dice, I need 2, because we sometimes do things with advantage and disadvantage, and so I'll just grab a d20. And so what we might do is we are going to say that because this wild mouse is a bit on the nervous and the skittish side, that Sir Lamorak of Silverhouse is at a bit of a disadvantage trying to calm him down. The wild mouse has, I think I said he had a club or a stick, and looking at the statistics for a mouse, it doesn't stand much chance against a frog, let me tell you. And so he's got a club or a stick, and Sir Lamorak, with his short sword and his shield and breastplate, is looking quite formidable. So even though I think Sir Lamorak is going to be at disadvantage in trying to calm him down, so he needs to roll a willpower save, which is under his willpower of 13, but a disadvantage, so 2d6, and we'll take away the lowest, because it's disadvantage. Lowest being 12, which gives us a 16, which means Sir Lamorak,
Get back. Get back. Go back in water and go away.
so Lamorak will give it one last shot. Ribbit, I do not wish to fight you. Ribbit,
Can I help you? No. No.
So I know what's going to be at the end of this. I've already worked out what the big bad is at the end. And I thought that the mouse could give a clue, but apparently not. So Lamorak isn't going to find out.
Go back in water.
So let's give Lamorak another. No, all right. So Lamorak is just going to go in the water, and he's not going to want to. He's a knight.
I am Sir Lamorak. Whoop.
Ribbit.
Then I will return to the water.
Ribbit.
I wish you luck. Back it, back it.
And so Lamorak will go into the water and will attempt to swim back where he was going beforehand. That was so. Oh, anyway, we'll go back into the water and attempt to swim back up the tunnel. So there's all water running into like a little other. Keep on running into cracks on the ground, and this is where the lit area, which was a little nest, and there was a wild. So there'd be all the sort of like nesty stuff, and it smells a bit musty in this area here, and possibly there's some cracks that are just sort of like mouse size that this mouse had actually come into and hid. And Lamorak is going to attempt to swim up and swim back down. So we will give him a dexterity check, which is 12, just plain. 7, yeah, so he successfully swims up and then down and into this area here. So now we need to work out what is in here. So first we try and roll what this room is, which is its random room type. 5, it's a puzzle. So there's a puzzle in this room, all right? So puzzle is puzzles, reward clever thinking, give the players something to explore and experiment with. This could be a dangerous device, but one of the players able to exploit it for their own purpose. Do we have a sort of thing for puzzle? All right, so we've got a D6 here on the puzzle table. A 1. Room with the floor made of electrified copper plate. A piece of valuable treasure sits in the centre. All right, okay. So Lamorak comes into this weird room. We will say that at the back end of the room, there is a grill. So if this was inside, so what we said was these were drainage pipes going through stone wall. So possibly this is a grill to catch debris, and on the side would have been, at the side over this side, there is a metal sort of grate. There's a metal grate here as well, which would allow a farmer or someone to open it up and to clear out this. I don't even know if there's such a thing would be. I don't think it would be in a wall, but it follows the puzzle. And so there happens to be, what sort of, all right, let's see. I wonder if there's a treasure table. Yes, there is. Okay, so we will roll a D20. 20. Loose, scattered, D6 times 5 pips. So we will say there are 15. So there's a pouch. There's, oh, okay, here we go, because it's electrified. There is, oh, sorry. I got excited. So there is a decaying and desiccated corpse of a mouse wearing very rusted chainmail, very rusted and very decrepit chainmail, and there is a pouch which is split open, which was, what was that? That's 15 pips within a pouch just here. And so Lamorak can just about see that there's a pouch there, and Lamorak needs to try and go across. Now, the only problem is clearly we can see that there is some wiring for, you know those cattle fences, so the electric fences. So there's some wiring for some electric fences coming across to here. And so let's make him make a will check. No advantage, disadvantage, 16 failing. And so he can't quite work out at this point how. Well, he's gonna make a dex check because he's gonna go to touch it. If he can make a dex check, his dex is 12. 2, right. So he went to touch. He went to go and reach out to grab at the pips, and a little spark caught his finger. Do frogs have fingers? I guess they do. What else would be called? Fingers. And makes him jump back.
Oh dear. I do not think this is very good for me. Ribbit. I think I'm going to have to Ribbit. Think my way round. Ribbit. I'm good at this, being a knight, and as such I should be able to work out a way to get those Ribbit pips.
I sound like I've ever got hiccups or I'm drunk.
Ribbit.
But just imagine that when I'm making that noise, I'm not drunk or have hiccups. I'm a frog.
What can I do? Ribbit.
All right, so let's see. Oh, there's prowess, isn't there? He has luck, which is prowess. He has a 4 luck. So, based on the fact, I think, let me just check to see how high prowess can be. Then we can make like the equivalent of a D4. So the most prowess can be is 4. So we will roll. So we need to roll under his prowess for him to be lucky, and it will consume one. So if he rolls a 4, it doesn't work. It will consume 1 prowess. That's a 4. So he does it again. This will consume 2 prowess, leaving him 2. I promise you, I swear, that was a 1. Honestly, like, look me in the eyes. I mean it. That was honest. I wouldn't lie. Not to you. It was a 1. So he's consumed 2 prowess, which means he's only got 2 left. So just to remind you, prowess, because he's solo playing, prowess works in. It's not a Mausritter. It's frog Errant, and prowess works. As a solo adventurer and knight errant, your frog has additional skill and luck. Prowess can be spent to give specific bonuses while exploring, but I'm also using it as a luck stack because I'm creative. And so he's got the luck. The luck of the frog means that he's all of a sudden realised that just out here, there's some branches, and possibly he can hang those. Oh no, not branches. This is well. What it is some kid has been going out walking like human child, eating what I know of as an ice lolly, which would be an ice block, or I don't know what you call it in other countries, but stick it in the comments. What do you call a frozen desserty treat on a stick, wherever you're from? I know it as an ice lolly, and has got the stick and shoved it in the grill, because that's what children do. And so Lamorak, whilst hunting around, has all of a sudden out of the corner of his eye, with the luck of the gods, noticed the lolly stick. And so he's going to take the lolly stick and lay it across here so as he can carefully walk across and grab the pips with a good dexterity roll. Otherwise he will take a D4 damage. So he needs to make a normal dex check, which he fails. So he gets an electrocuted foot, taking 2 hit points of damage, putting him to 1 hit point at the moment. Before moving on, he may take might make him take a bit of a rest before he moves on. But he does manage to grab himself. Is there anywhere I can write pips? 15 pips. So he managed to get 15 pips and a bit of an electrocuted flipper, and then jumps back, and then he would be able to jump down either one of these tunnels to go off and escape. Now, the one thing, if I remember rightly, about what he said about the empty nests is that you could empty rooms you could rest in. Now, coming down to here and spending time down here, I forgot we need to mark off on this chart here that he would have used a torch for 1 bit. Now I think you need to rest for a whole watch. Now what we can say is he's using a torch to make sure he can see around, but there's enough light coming through this grill because I accidentally said it was outside. So maybe he can set up in here, and we can set. Now nothing would come out from these 2 tunnels. Wait, can you see that? Have I just? So nothing, yeah, you can, because I can see my pencil. Nothing would come out of these 2 tunnels, basically because this electric grill is protecting. So the only thing might come up from here, We know what's in here because there's this water, but we don't know if there's another waterway, so something else might come into here. Now, because that is going down and it's running into like a crack over here, he would have come out, otherwise we're going to have a bit of an electrified area over here. So he's got his pips and he's in an area. He only has one hit point left, and so it might be in his best interest to rest. And I'm going to quickly look up resting because as ever, I learn things as I go, which is why I often get things wrong in all aspects of life. Resting and healing. A short rest takes 1 turn, a swig of water and a few minutes of rest will restore D6 plus 1 hit points. Oh, okay, he doesn't need to do. A long rest is 1 watch, a meal and some sleep will restore all hit points. If hit points was already full, restore D6 to any attribute score. Okay, so he will take a swig of water and a few minutes to take a rest before travelling on and restore a D6 plus 1 of hit points. Restoring 5 hit points, which puts him back onto his maximum of 4 hit points. So our frog Errant has decided that, I mean, we don't know which one of here will be the final. In fact, that might be the final layer of these. And so, can you read that? Or that? Because if you can, you know what the final monster is. So what he will do is, he doesn't know which one to go down, and so he is going to roll a d3. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to attempt to do a jump across here and explore what's down there. Now it could be where the end thingy is, where our artifact is. Adventure toolbox. Randomly stock in the dungeon. So if we roll, well, let's roll. So he's going to jump across, which is a dex check. Oh no, he can do the lolly stick. He'll move the lolly stick. So instead of getting the dex to jump, he will move the lolly stick. So all he has to do is let's give him a dex check, but with advantage, not disadvantage. So with advantage is we take away the highest, not take away the lowest. So taking away the highest is 14, giving us the lowest of 4 means he makes a successful dex check. So he puts the lolly stick across here, and then he walks across and goes through this tunnel, which has got loads of moss, which he pulls to the side as he moves into this room, and he finds nothing. It's empty. So let's roll for d20 to find out what's in the empty room. A 2, cluster of mushrooms. So because of the moss, empty moss, and all the water dripping down, so empty rooms provide mice with a chance to catch their breath and prepare for the next challenge. Empty, which is full of mushrooms. Let's make him make I guess willpower also counts. Does willpower also count as intelligence, Mr. Mausritter book? Strength of will and charisma. Not really. Well, we're going to roll that with disadvantage to see if he knows that they're edible or not. Disadvantage means we would take away the lowest, so 18 means it's a fail. He has no idea whether these mushrooms are edible mushrooms or not, and so because...
Now then, mushrooms. I quite like a mushroom. I remember back in my smithing days, we would eat mushroom pie. Nice was mushroom pie, but I never cooked the mushroom pie, and so I don't know whether these are edible, and as such, I'm not going to eat them.
And he will come back through. He needs to make another dex check, just normal. 18 failing, taking 3 points of damage, leaving him on 1. And so he is going to sit there for a while. So then we'll consume tea. So we'll make, it will use up one of his torch uses. Means he's only got one of these torches going to go out. And also we will roll a possible encounter, which if I remember rightly, we roll a d6. If it's a 1, he gets an encounter. If it's a 2, there's the signs of something. A 1, an encounter. Okay, so we will roll. I got GPT, as I love GPT, to do me an encounters table. for Dungeon Ruins. So there's a D12 encounter table for Dungeon Ruins D12. Okay, we're going to roll a D12 and we'll see what comes up on this table. 2, moss covered golem. All right, I also asked it to do me stats for things. I don't know if it did stats for a moss covered golem. What have we got? So what have we got in the Mausritter book that I could use for a tiny little moss covered golem that is going to come traipsing into this room? A moss covered golem. So one of the stones, so a stone on the side of the wall, because of the electricity mixed with the moss has caused, I don't want it to be too tough and do our frog, who now only has 1 hit point, much damage. So I'm going to make it equivalent of a mouse using, it doesn't have swords, it's going to use its fists, and I'll give it D6, D4. It's going to have a D4. It's freshly constructed. It just here we go. We're going to give Sir Lamorak an advantage. If he defeats it, we're going to say it's going to crumble and fall apart into electrified stones, which he will be able to take for a D8's worth of pips. All right, and so it's going to be equivalent of a mouse because I've got the stats written down over here. It will use a D4 for its damage because it doesn't know what it's doing because it's only got stone fists. And the reason I'm doing that is that if it rolls a 4, then Sir Lamorak already has 2 protection in his breastplate and his shield, so he should be all right. So as Sir Lamorak comes back across, getting electrocuted, the electric spark causes the electric fence to short, and in shorting, it's caused sparks to come across the whole of this fence here, very dramatically, and there's a pile of rocks in the corner over here which it hits, causing the pile of rocks to start to short and the moss around the rocks to melt into the rocks, causing the rocks to start to mold themselves into a small mouse-sized, smaller than a mouse-sized, stone golem, which will then look around, make a tiny little noise, and go charging towards our hero, Sir Lamorak of Silverhouse. So Sir Lamorak will form up behind his shield. Yeah, he's only got 1 hit point. And swing forwards to hit the stone golem, doing a D6 damage, doing a 3. Now the stone golem hasn't had enough time to form any armor yet, so that consumes all of its hit points. So it has, if it's the same as a mouse, 3 hit points, 9 strength, 9 dex, 9 will. So that means all of his hit protection is gone, only leaving his strength and dex for damage. Afterwards, it then gets to swing against Sir Lamorak, doing 1 point of damage as it smashes into the shield. Now, due to Sir Lamorak's shield of 1 defense and breastplate of 1 defense, that negates that altogether. I did this on purpose. They start to separate, and Sir Lamorak leaps away from the electrified fence and tries to barge the stone golem using a shield barge into the electrified fence, as the shield golem attempts to punch the frog in the face. I'll do the golem first, doing 1 point. So the shield comes up, blocks, and Sir Lamorak smashes the shield into the stone golem, doing a D6 damage, doing 6, taking the stone golem from a strength of 9 to a strength of 3. It then needs to make a strength check. If he fails the strength check, he becomes injured or crumbles into dust. 19, the stone golem crumbles into pebbles that fall to the ground, and at the heart is a piece of molten stone, like obsidian. Is obsidian molten glass or stone? Can't remember. I'm sure you tell me. Giving him, which is worth a D8 pips. Could I write that down? 7 pips. which means that Lamorak, okay, I'm going to write a stone. Lamorak is going to start breathing sharply and distressed and attempt to take a sip of water and heal all of his hit points back. All right, so we are back in here. Our torch has been consumed. We have one ramp so we can come up. Would that be up or across? So that was down, that was up, that's down, that's on the same level. So there's a tunnel which is quite winding and leads into another room over here. And we've also got a tunnel across over here. I think Lamorak is going to consider that this is the easiest option. And so Lamorak is going to go and explore here. So he will move into this one here, which is another torch usage. This torch is going to run out soon. He's going to need to leave here, which means that we will then again, we will roll. If this one is say a lair, then this is the end. Otherwise, it's going to be that final one. Rolling a d6, a 2, which is another empty room, which has a 5. Furniture made of repurposed trash. So, in this room here, there's like a little bed in the corner, made of a matchbox. There's a table. Oh, of course, the table's got to be cotton reel. And there's a couple of chairs made of acorns around it, and maybe there's what used to be a fire pit, and there's all sorts of leaves and sticks. They're going to be big, aren't they? All around the floor, so it's a bit littered and smells a bit musty. It obviously hasn't been used for quite a long time. And so let's give him a luck chance that there's something of worth in here. 2. Okay, I'll go for that. So that doesn't cost him a prowess, but I'm going to say that there is, let's see, 2d4 worth of pips in the corner. 3, 4. There's 4 pips in the corner, meaning he's got 19 pips because it's all experience points. I'm just trying to give Lamorak a chance. Got to give a frog a chance. Okay, so Lamorak will come back. Where is it? Another torch usage. And then he is going to move the lolly stick and put it across here, and he's going to attempt to come across here and into this room here, doing a dex check. He really needs to succeed this. He does! And he comes into this room here. Quietly moving into the room, the light from his torch slowly starts to spread across the room, and curled up in the middle of this room, there is a snake. The snake is curled around a pile of stones, and within that pile of stones, Lamorak can clearly see there is a dull bluish glow of a stone tablet, and the stone is obsidian, as the description within the Mausritter book of spells are living spirits trapped by runes carved on obsidian tablets. Spells are usually found in deep and dangerous places. So this is the ancient relic that you can clearly see because it's glowing blue, as there's a snake curled around it, like, as far as Lamorak can see, asleep. Let me just write down the snake's stats. Now, I'm not too sure if a snake can talk, because what we have in here is it says, mice can easily communicate, rodents can speak and communicate with some difficulty and difference of custom, other mammals make a will save to see if they can communicate, otherwise you can't communicate at all. But I'm going to say that this snake can, because then I get to go, what do you want, frogs?
Ah, I'm afraid, my snake friend, I'm no friends of yours. I have come for the tablet in which you are entwined.
I don't think so.
Let's see if Lamorak can charm this thing. So definitely a will at disadvantage, which is 16. No. You shall die. And the snake will just strike out. So the snake has a hit points of 12, a strength of 12, a dex of 10, a will of 10, and 2 armor from the scales on its back. I will say that if Lamorak can defeat this, he can have a fang dagger, which will do d6, but also will have poison damage, which if the target fails a dex check, it will do a d4 extra damage. And he will also have scales that he can sell for d8 again, d8 pips. And he's going to have the tablet and will roll for a spell. But of course, he may die, particularly after I've said all this stuff. So, as we know, to do combat, we have Lamorak of Silverhouse gets to lash out with his silver short sword, doing a d6 damage. 4, which is modified by the armor scales of the snake. So as Lamorak charges, hops in, and strikes down with his silver short sword, the sword pings off of the scales on the back of the snake, only doing 2 points of damage, which means the snake then will turn and lash out with a bite against Lamorak, doing 1 point, that was damning, which bites into Lamorak. Oh, hold on, I need to roll, because Lamorak fought last time on a 4, 5 or 6, the shield, breastplate and sword gets damaged. So shield, nope, breastplate, yes, short sword, yes. So the breastplate got damaged, consumed 1 of its 3 uses, and the short sword got damaged, consumed 1 of its 3 focus. So within this fight, what did I roll? Oh no, it did that, and then yes, that was it. I've caught up. The snake, whose name is Stevador. Stevador. I know what Stevador is. The snake bites out onto Lamorak's shield, catching its tooth and cracking it. As Lamorak then attempts to hit the snake again, doing a 6, modified 2 by the snake's armor, doing 4 points, leaving him on 6 hit points. Really digging his sword in under the scales of the snake, who attempts to bite at Lamorak again, doing 1 point again. God, Lamorak's got the luck. Slicing across his breastplate, leaving a scratch across the chest of his breastplate, which exposes the snake to another attack from Lamorak, who ducks under the snake's body as he raises his head up for another attack, doing 3 points this time, taking the snake down to 3 hit points. And then the snake then retaliates against Lamorak, trying to lash at him with his tail, giving up with the teeth. Also doing another, this D8 is really on Lamorak's side. Lamorak hops back as the tail just swishes past his breastplated chest. Lamorak almost slips on some wet moss, where the water is dripping from the wet moss onto the ceiling, off the snake's, off Stevador's scales. And as Stevador attempts to rectify himself and work out where Lamorak has hopped to, water sprays into the air, distracting both him and Lamorak, but not as much Lamorak, because Lamorak of the Silverhouse, he has the eyes of a warrior, he has the heart of a warrior, he has the hands of a warrior, and slashes in, using, so with the 2 points off, consuming all the hit points, and using and taking 1 strength off of Stevador, leaving Stevador on 11 strength, which means now, because he's lost strength, Stevador needs to make a strength check, failing the strength check, which means that Stevador ends up being injured. The gash that cuts across Stevador's lower jaw slightly dislocates his jaw, leaving his jaw hanging low. So though he isn't fatally injured, his jaw is useless, and Stevador decides to back away sharply.
I healed. I yield. Do not kill me.
As he backs into the corner, Lamorak paces forwards looking brave and valiant because he hasn't got injured once.
I am a knight of honor. I shall not injure you. If you shall tell me how to get out of here and let me pass with the treasure of which you protect.
So Lamorak will then take the spell, which is the thing that he's been looking for. He's not going to take the scales or the fang that I spoke of earlier, because that would be dishonourable to kill Stevador the snake just to get those two things. But Stevador the snake will say, I will make a roll on the treasure table, and Stevador will offer up, in exchange for his life, a roll on the treasure table, which is a d20. 18 is pips. So 18, 19, 20 is pips. So a d6 times 5 pips is all he has to offer Lamorak, which is 10 pips. So he's going to offer Lamorak 10 pips, giving Lamorak a total of 29 pips. Lamorak will then back away out carefully. What time is it? Oh, all right. We'll back away carefully out of the ruins, and he will come back out of the ruins and then traverse out of the ruins, which will consume the last of his torch. So he's used up all of his torch. His torch, by the time he leaves the ruins, he has to extinguish it, and it will be, let's say, like, what was it? That was the afternoon watch. So now he's in the evening watch. Lamorak will attempt to, outside of this wall, he'll climb out of the wall and he will go back down into the forest, and he will try and find a nice quiet place to camp, which would then give him, he is camping for the night. So he will camp for the night down in under here. Now what that is that because he'll have a night's rest, which I don't think it's gonna, so he's all right. And night's rest, he will get all of his luck back. So he'll go back up to 4 prowess as he sleeps for the night. And then we will roll a d6 to see if he gets an encounter. A 4, nope, no encounter. So he sleeps through the night and awakens in the morning refreshed. He will consume one of his rations. And he will roll for the fight against the Stevador. So shield is damage, breastplate is okay, short sword is okay. So he's going to need to get his stuff repaired when he gets back. He will then hop off on, so he does know that there's this shortcut to here, and then he can move 1 square. So he will, it's the morning, he's going to climb back in. He's going to magically move through that, shall he just hop back? So that he can move 1 square per day. So that would be there, and that would be, no, because if he moves the shortcut to there, 1 square, and he gets back. All right, so he is going to use the magical fairy portal to come to here, and then we are going to come out into the countryside here, and we are going to roll on the, so we know it's countryside, so let's see what landmark we got. What landmark did we get for this? Number 5, countryside, stone wall. So there's a series of, there's lots of stone walls in this area around here. And we won't have like a settlement details, because we'll just go back to his quest coming over here. So we're going to be over here, and I just basically, because we've done 40 odd minutes, I want him to hop back to, what do we call it? Below the tree. So he's going to hop back to below the tree. Good old Lamorak is going to hop back to below the tree, and he is going to return back to the knight, the leader of the knight sect, whose name is going to be, let's roll, where's Frog Errant gone? There it is. Let's give him a name. Noble names, D20, 18. Actually, I like Uther, U-T-H-E-R. Uther, Uther, U-T-H-E-R. Of, let's roll background, which is a D12. Of 4. So this is a Drayler. How about that we've got a Dragoner? Uther of Dragoner. A-R. Uther of Dragoner is the Knight Leader. Knight Leader? Knight Commander. Uther of Dragoner is the Knight Commander who is stationed at below the tree and is the one who gives out quests. So he is going to welcome Lamorak back with open arms.
Oh, Lamorak, you return.
And all the mice, you can hear him going, he didn't die. Oh dear, he didn't die. And so Lamorak returns. Now, he will have completed his quest. He will return the scroll, which will give him one quest completed. And I'll I'll rub out that quest. Pips wise, he will sell his stone worth 7 pips, which will give him 36 pips, which gives him 36 experience points. He's got quite a lot to go before he can spend his 100 or something on a feat. Cheapest feat is 500 XP. I might need to read this. I might not have understood the whole of that system properly. Beware of the rat's intention. So that was his doom, and that didn't actually eventuate. So what do we have? We got, when quests are completed, add D4 to your hit points. 3. So he's now got 7 hit protection, as well as roll a D20 for each attribute. If the result is higher, increase the attribute by 1. So strength. No. Dex. Yes. Dex goes to 13. Willpower. No. So we roll a new quest. D6. 6. Defeat a war-bound scout enemy.
Sir Lamorak. Yes, Knight Commander. I wish to charge you with a new quest. And what is that, Knight Commander? I need you to defeat...
Now let's see, a war-bound sized enemy would be a cat. So he's got to go defeat a cat. If he's got to go defeat a war-bound sized enemy, I might read up how... So he may have to raise a warband to go seek out and defeat the warband sized enemy. That is a cat. A cat is a warband scout enemy. Alright, so who have we got?
The cat, Solomon, has been causing problems. He's a cruel animal, and he has been terrorizing our mouse charges. Oh dear. Yes. That's terrible. I know. I shall defeat him.
And so Lamorak will go off. Now, every time we get a new quest, we roll another doom as well. So our last doom was Beware the Rat's Intention. And the new one is Human Traps Will Wound You. And so before Lamorak will go out, he will then go visit the 3 witches again.
We 3 witches are here to say the humans will trap you and the wounds will form, we say. Now, go kill a cat.
And what we'll do is in between, I will read up, we'll leave it there. In between, I'll read up about how we would fight a warband. I think Lamorak is going to have to raise some mice to take with him as a warband and fight the cat. Also, he will need to spend some money. He's got 36 pips that he could spend on getting his breastplate repaired, or maybe buying a bigger weapon. He may need. What's it? We need a bigger boat to go off and fight Solomon the cat. Don't tell Mandy I'm killing the cat. And that's where we'll leave it. Thank you very much for watching. This is Frog Errant, and I'm very much enjoying Frog Errant, which is a solo supplement by Matthew Morris for the game Mausritter, which is by Isaac Williams. You should be able to find Mausritter is on a drive-through RPG, and as I said, the box set has just been republished, re-released by Exalted Funerals. Is one of the places where you can find it. It's being imported. So this is Australia, so it's going to be imported into Australia. Frog Errant is on. Is it ICHO? IHCO? ICHO? ICHO? I don't know. But it's on there. It's awesome. Frog Errant is quite cheap. And well worth the money. It's very good. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Sorry for wittering. If you liked what you liked, please hit the thumb. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. It does help things out. If we hit certain levels, then I could possibly do live streaming of playing a solo game and ask for your feedback on the fly. That might be quite cool. And the more that generates hits, the more that generates stuff, the more time I can spend on doing this. And that is equally cool because this is cool. Beyond that, thank you very much. I shall speak to you all very soon and see you for another game of Frog Errant in a week's time. Have a good week. See ya.